So, Assalamu alaikum jami'an. So this webinar will be in English, and it will be recorded. So we will be I will go through the agenda today. So today we will be having first an introduction by myself. Then the webinar, it will be 1 hour with Mohammed Shukri with the title Profitable Speaker. So the topic itself, it's amazing. So hopefully we'll be having a great webinar tonight. So after that, we'll be having 5 minutes by Tahir Ahmed, introducing the program that Mohammed Shukri will be having in Amwaj, inshallah, on Friday, I believe. Mohammed, صح? Yeah, Friday and Saturday. So after that, we leave 15 minutes floor for the question and answer. So maybe we have few people over here, so they don't know about BSTD. So this program is hosted by BSTD. So we are a non-profit organization. Our vision is to be a creator of excellence for people development. We are trying to enhance the quality and effectiveness of HRM and development in Bahrain and Arabian Gulf. So we will be having, hopefully end of this month, a program about what BSTD do and what kind of areas we are available. Our speaker tonight will be Mohammed Shukri, غني عن التعريف. He is one of the top 10 speakers, let's say, in the world. And I will leave the floor for him so he can introduce better than me, because mashallah, his CV is like 6-7 pages long. So Mohammed, floor is yours. So anyone would like to talk, please hold it on until end of the session. We'll keep everybody chance. We give everyone chance to talk and have his question or her question. So go ahead, Mohammed.
All right, Abbas, sorry, I think my internet was weak and I thought it was your voice breaking. Can you hear me clearly now?
Yes, that's clear.
Very good. My internet is unstable according to this, but please let me know in any way you can, even through chat, if this happens. All right?
Inshallah.
Please. Thank you very much. And while I get the permission to share the slides, because I still am disabled, I want to take this opportunity to thank BSTD for this preparation and hosting of this event, which is highly educational, more than despite the fact that we are having
Mohammed, your voice is gone.
It's happening again.
You are back.
All right, it's happening again. Abbas?
Yes. We
Yeah,
can hear you.
I'm surprised it's happening again. We have several rooms in this business hub in Saudi Arabia. Actually, I'm in Saudi Arabia. I had to change to travel suddenly.
Okay.
Yeah, but
okay.
I can move to another room and see if it's better, inshallah. But let's go ahead now. It was okay since morning. And also, I want to take this opportunity to thank a very important person in this room. Long back, whatever title, whatever status, or whatever achievement I have had, it was because in a large scale of a person who saw all this before it happens. Mr. Mohammed Mahmoud al-Sheikh, my mentor, my what I say, leader at work, okay, and inspirer, also took a challenge on himself back in 2006 to make this legacy for Bahrain happen. and hence it was the first Arab to reach to the world champion. So a big thank you to Abu Salman for whatever we say, whenever we say this, it's really less. So can I share the slides? Yeah, I can. Yeah, finally. All right. So a bit of history here. This is the Toastmaster International Convention. It happens yearly in August. This year was 2019 in Denver, Colorado. And my eyes was on the accredited speaker program where I was supposed to deliver and and achieve the title, because I was eligible to the second level final stage, just delivering. Actually, my name also was mentioned among the speakers. And these are the winners of the accolade and designation in 2019. Yeah, my picture is not there. I should be there. They mentioned my name, but I didn't stand up and deliver because I wasn't there. There is something I learned through this struggle, that it wasn't only me. Many of people were actually denied or delayed the visa to reach. So we missed the target. Many Toastmasters actually from our region also couldn't make it, but that's okay. So how in 2020, I got the designation finally. This was my 6th attempt. Yeah, it makes me a bit embarrassed, but it's true. I'm the 88th accredited speaker, the only one in the Middle East, but after 5 attempts. And if visa was the problem in 2019, there is even more embarrassing reasons I couldn't make it before that. And I'm going to disclose this confession, no matter how painful it is, because I think I have a message to spread to many people who get public speaking, professional speaking wrongly. All right, so how did this happen? Let's move on to profitable speaker. Despite any retreat coming or any program coming, everyone in the room and everyone who listens to this program, he and she will be benefiting a lot. This is my promise. So that's why it's going to be a very informative, not workshop, but there will be mental exercises, and you will actually, if you have a pen and paper, you will write down where is your space and place in this formula. So we'll talk about the one decisive factor in the changing workplace. The workplace is changing hugely and many things are changing. So what is one determining factor? 2 doors to enter speaking without leaving your profession. Many people want to become full-time professional speakers. I'm here to tell you something else tonight. How can you stick to your profession that you love, stay in it, and still be a professional speaker within that circle and not leave your profession? 3 elements to gain credibility in the world of public speaking. 4 steps to get started. The power of 5G. When you start speaking, you need the power of 5G. And finally, 6 big benefits to apply the module that we are going to talk about tonight. I remember, now I am here in Riyadh actually, and I do a lot of pitching skills training. And I remember last year in Dhahran, there was a business hub where I had young startups. So I usually start when I talk about the subject, what is the problem with this subject? So if it's public speaking, I ask, what is the problem with this subject? Okay, so I asked them, the startups, what is the problem with pitching and presenting as startups, as founders, as entrepreneurs? I had different answers: fear of speaking, confidence, a lot of content. How do I do this? And then I moved to a young lady, and behind her burqa, she looked at me, and I still cannot forget her look and her answer. She says, you know, at that point of the workshop, she said, you know, Mr. Shukri, the problem with pitching and presenting is that until today, we thought it is not a problem. How shocking, how wise. Many people think public speaking is, it's okay, I'm okay with the audience. I can stand, I can speak to anyone, any number, all right, anywhere. Just ask me, I'm waiting. So when the real thing happens, and they find out that they didn't do enough homework, that there is a real problem. Just like drivers, just like my children who thought driving is okay until they started their first time driving. So what is the problem? The world is changing now in terms of public speaking. If we say that speaking is important for any young person before he grows up and goes into the job market or in the university, now things are changing. Even when you become a professional, whether you're employed or self-employed or freelance or business owner, the world of work is changing. There are so many challenges, and there is so much noise out there, and there is so much competition. And those who actually keep quiet about their profession and work silently, it's okay. They will get their paycheck. They will actually make a living, but they shouldn't complain that, why am I not getting the edge? Why am I not going faster in the corporate ladder? Why aren't why my colleague who's younger than me, who is newer than me, he gets, you know, the promotion before me? And so even professionals, independent coaches, for example, experts, consultants, and entrepreneurs, they are asking this question silently because they never thought that speaking is a problem. Well, it is a problem. Now, the reason I am here in Riyadh, I will disclose soon, but it's also another live evidence that happens in front of me every day, that no one actually is not in need of speaking. Now, tonight we'll talk, what is that? I'll give you examples. Ali, for example, he is an employee. And this is one of the weirdest situations. When I delivered the public speaking program for this equity company, Ali was a normal employee who just attended with his superiors. When I asked him to stand and speak for 2 minutes, his CEO was shocked. He later told me that Ali is working with us for 3 years and I didn't hear his voice. In those 2 minutes, I came to know Ali more than all these 3 years. Guess what? I'm going to give him a bigger raise this year and I'm going to promote him. Imagine, after listening to Ali for 2 minutes, imagine how many opportunities, promotions are lost. I have a long list in different, but because of time, this is not the category I'm talking about. Zahra from Oman, for example, which probably she is in here, she's a Toastmaster. And since 2 years, I've started a campaign after accredited speaker. The campaign is speak on your subject, focus on your subject. Don't just be a speaker for everything. All right. Like Muhammad Shukri. Okay. And yeah, when she focused, when she applied, she actually attended the retreat in Bahrain 2 years back. And then she went back with this message and she told me things are changing vastly. Immediately, she got the attention, even from America, from her field of profession, just by focusing on her profession, which we'll come to. Iman also has a cause. She's retired, but she has a project to help and empower women. But she has a difficulty to take her ideas into and present them to the people who will fund her, who will support her, who will adopt, sponsor, and etc. So she needed a program. And this is what we work together with Iman. So there are so many reasons. This is an author in India who attended also the program. I didn't know why, but then he wrote to me from India. I wrote my book. I'm more published now. I'm more promoted. Again, I'm telling you, I am here in Riyadh for a reason. I'm here for every week to help people communicate their ideas. There are so many ideas in the heads of those young Saudis, even in Bahrain, everywhere. But they need to express them and make their point. The world is changing. AI is coming. And actually, it's there already. And so many things are automated. So many jobs are going to be dissolved. If the human touch, if the credible person behind the idea doesn't show up, he or she will have to go through the normal race among others and have to pump a lot of advantages or tools and mechanisms so that you get benefit or the edge. However, if you go out there and you speak about your idea, you speak about your project, you speak about your profession, that is the new professional speaking. So this is where I have to confess to you and tell you what happened there. For 5 years, I was struggling to get the accredited speaker. I was already a paid speaker. I said to myself, why should I apply for accredited speaker? This designation is given. This is the definition in front of you. The program is reserved for Toastmasters who combine two things. Now, this is the very important point for us onwards. They combine subject mastery with professional speaking skills. So in Toastmaster, we have the World Championship of Public Speaking. We know that. You can speak about any subject, and we see world champions every year. But there is another program for Toastmasters to prove that they are impacting their world outside Toastmasters. Yeah, you need to prove that you're speaking outside about your passion, about your profession, and you are making an impact. You have to show also evidence that you are paid. Okay, so there is a long application. You can download the handbook from the toastmasters.org. But let me tell you that these are the two main things. Then again, also you need to show that you are a very good speaker, not only that you speak in your subject. For some reason, I got distracted. So look at the formula carefully, because this is going to be our benchmark. Subject mastery plus professional speaking skills. Guess what happens to us, especially in Toastmasters? We forget about the left one and we focus about the right one, because this is where we learn the art of public speaking and communication and leadership, and that's totally understood. But we forget to go out, many of us forget to go out and serve. Thank God in Alba, and also with the leadership and support of Mr. Mohammed Mahmoud, actually he was the first one who sent me outside Alba. And he said, I'm inviting you to speak outside. I was only a corporate trainer speaking inside about safety. And he was the reason he opened my eyes to speak. It was in Ramadan, I can't forget. So yeah, so we need to go outside and also speak about what makes us professional. Now, what did I do wrong? See, all these are my programs over the years. I designed them from my life experiences, from real situations. Then I studied them until I came up with these titles and other titles. So I'm passionate about all of them, and I make sure I don't speak about something which is not about my passion and profession. But I submitted to the Toastmasters International, the first level, topics that I love so much and make people, jump from their seats, standing ovation, etc. Guess what? It didn't work. And I'm asking why on stage, like in Sri Lanka, I remember in Malaysia, I get standing ovation, for example, for some of the topics. Why they didn't pass through the first level? The panel even didn't accept it. Of course, there were glitches, time, like maybe screen, etc. But I made one change. I said, I will speak. The mentor told me, of course, we want to see you speak on something that you have impact on in your world. That line changed everything. And the year I spoke about that subject, which it is on the screen, I got immediately the designation. This is a topic that doesn't make people stand on their feet or standing ovation, but it crystallizes this. It shows vividly, strongly, my subject mastery plus professional speaking skills, both together. And the subject is the one on the left corner, bottom left corner, a safe shortcut to safety culture. It's a project which I was given to lead in Alba, Aluminium Bahrain, years back, but it has become my passion and it changed my mind and perspective looking at the world of safety management. Why not? I delivered it. So here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, tonight I am introducing something else to everyone. Forget professional speaking. We want to speak about speaking professional. What is the difference? Professional speakers versus speaking professionals. And I'm going to invite you to look at the differences in this table. I made a quick table just to clarify which category are we talking about tonight, which is something that is growing lately. So professional speaking versus speaking for profession, okay? In terms of the product, as a professional speaker like me, full-time speaker, okay? Speaking is the product. But professionals who use speaking to support their profession, the product is not speaking. You get me? Now, when I say product, it means you know, your offer to be sold, your brand, services, specific product, whatever, all right? As a professional speaker speaking, you get on the stage, you get the check, kalas. No need for further follow-up or anything. You get paid for your art of speaking and mastery of speaking, entertaining, enhancing, motivating people, right? But as a professional who speaks, you are speaking to get people to another product, number one. Number two, professional speaking is an end by itself. I just explained, correct? But speaking for your professional is a means to an end. So the game is totally, it's a different ball game. I want people here not to be mixed up because they say, oh, when am I going to become a professional speaker? And I can tell you today. Professional speaking means multi-topics. Yeah, that's true. Let me take you back again to this page. Some of the subjects here are keynote speeches, motivational talks. Some of them are really stronger subject mastery than others. I want to be honest in this. But as a professional speaker, developing my speaking over 30 years, I am able to be a keynote speaker almost to any subject. Of course, I can regulate it into my subject, which I have another program. I told some people before, if somebody remembers, how to be a keynote speaker. That's another thing. But in principle, a professional speaker, full-time speaker can speak almost in any keynote and any occasion. And usually, if you're professional, they will invite you for your topics. So don't worry there. Forget the paradox. But if you're speaking for your profession, you just speak on one subject, the subject matter of your area, because you're increasing your traffic for your profession, right? And we'll give examples. In terms of skills, as a professional speaker, you need really advanced skills. Yeah, you have to pay a lot of time, spend a lot of time, effort, learning, etc. But for speaking as a professional, like an engineer, like an accountant, like any profession, you actually need only above average speaking skills. And then you can soar and fly high with your profession without leaving it. And finally, time and effort is clear. As a professional speaker, who if you want to go full-time speaker, all right, it will be a long and continuous journey. But the other one, which is SP, first one is PS, the other one is SP. Let us agree, SP, okay? Speaking professional. It is a short time. You just need to learn how to speak well, and it's very temporary, and then you are on your own. You get your product, speaking program, you get your speaking program, speaking gig, and that's it. You can go anywhere and everywhere, all right? So now, what is the one thing now? What is the one thing that is affecting all professionals at this time, whether they are employed or they are independent or they want to actually retirees? So many people who I meet continuously, and they are saying, how do I make a speaking? I want to speak about my profession. I want to speak about my profession. Hence, I got the name from them. No, I don't want to become a professional speaker. I don't want to become a full-time speaker. I want to speak for my profession. I want to attract people to my expertise. I want people to know about me, to hire me, okay? And so it is the one thing. So let us wrap up by saying everyone will have to speak, actually. entrepreneur, startup, even if you avoid, you will have to speak sooner or later. And it is becoming a rule, not an exception. Professional speakers, you speak always, and they are very exceptional number of people, and it takes time, as I told you, and the competition is huge. All right, but speaking professional, it's going to be a rule if you follow exactly what. So what are your options now? I'm talking to you, the person who wants to become not a professional speaker, but a speaking professional, which he is very professional while speaking, by the way. What are your options, Mr. Professional? Option number one is to avoid speaking. I have a business. I am good. I have my CV. I will send my profile by email, but I'm not going to speak. If there is meeting, I will go. And we just fail to remember that the number of no's, as I learned in startup investors say no more often than yes. They are used to saying no. The no is the default answer. No is the default answer. You wonder why you have so many rejections and you have one out of 10,000 or 1,000 or 500. It's because they are not convinced. So option number one, you avoid speaking. I won't speak. Option number two, which I saw, they have passion for their profession. Like, for example, a banker. Now I want to teach. I want to go and teach. What will happen to this professional? It's a good idea if you are retired, but if you are in the field and you want to leave your field and teach, I explained this in a full webinar. What are the dangers of getting out of doing into teaching? Not doing and teaching. You lose what makes you alive. You lose being alive in your profession, vocation, your call. Not doing it, but you talk about it. Talk about it, teach it. Guess what happens by time? You miss it, or you don't miss it, you just teach, but your level becomes lower because you're not practicing it. So professionals, some of them move to teaching and leave their practice to become teachers and trainers. This is option number two, which is available, of course. Option number three, okay, I will not talk, I will advert. You have to pump a lot of advertisements so that people know you. You go on social media, you do a lot of clips. You have to say a lot of secrets. You have to disclose a lot of your teachings for free on social media, every day a video, and you're not comfortable with it and you're not happy with it. Why you do this? So that people are attracted to me. And I am offering you tonight a totally different game, which is trending actually. And you are seeing it around you everywhere, but the name is different, all right? I call it the speaking professional. Yeah, I call this the speaking professional. You stay in your profession. You keep practicing what you're practicing. Your relevance, you're very updated with your profession, whether it's in safety, whether it's in finance, whether it's an entrepreneurship, I don't know. Whatever field you are in, you don't have to leave it. You are practicing it. Actually, when you speak about it and teach it in workshops, you are so resourceful. You have access to so many examples and evidences and support materials, etc. This is what I call the speaking professional. And we have so many stories from there. Now, we will explain later, someone else will explain, Mr. Tahir will explain what is the retreat doing in this term, but that will be at the end. As I promised, this will be fully informative for you. So number one, we have just finished, which is the one thing that is a determining factor these days is the speaking. Now you need to take a minute and think, are you really doing that? At what level are you doing that? Are you waiting to, for example, to retire from your company to start speaking? Or are you waiting for someone to invite you to speak? All these are just delaying what is inevitable. and eventually will happen. All right, and you better be ready for it. Okay. Any comment in the chats, please? I would love to read. Although there will be a question and answer. Makes sense? All right, makes sense. Oh, I see some clapping. All right, so it makes sense. Yeah? Yeah, Hatem is here. Hatem
Muhammad, you want to get the questions now, Ahin, or we'll keep the questions?
No, I just want to read them now. Okay, very good.
Okay.
So Hatem is someone I met in Oman Till, okay? Where 2 months back I did pitching skills through Brink for a specific program for business acceleration. And this was something very unique about Hatem, a young man. I went 1 month and then came back to again rehearse with them and update. And I said, Hatem, completely different. He said, Mr. Muhammad, what I did, I went to other hubs in Muscat. I knocked doors and I asked for gatherings, like forums. Can I speak? Give me 3 minutes. I want to tell my idea. And they said, okay, come. He goes to he does not wait for the same Omantel acceleration hub to improve regularly with other colleagues. He does the extra work. If they say no, no, but he knocks doors. And then only last week, he sent me his demo his presentation for the demo day, and it was fantastic. So he didn't wait for permission. Don't wait to be picked up, as Seth Godin says. Now, what are the 2 doors, essential doors that will get you into a speaking professional without leaving your profession? I hope this line makes a definition for tonight, okay? Becoming a speaking professional, not a professional speaker, without me leaving my passion and profession. So here we go. Dale Carnegie, which I really believe in, says that in order for a speaker to speak, he has 2 reasons. Number 1, he or she either have studied the subject thoroughly, very well, studied it very well, or he or she have experienced the thing that they are talking about. Get it? So number 3 is not allowed. Number 3, you have to be an audience. If you didn't study about a subject very well, you don't have knowledge enough, and enough knowledge, really enough, or you don't have an experience that you have gone through, then don't speak about it. That rules out many people, right? Anyway, we are not here to talk about that. I want to use, of course, if you have both, it's much better, okay? So if you are someone who speaks about something or teaches, but you don't have experience, how will your speaking end up? Many people speak every day. Actually, the fake and false is too many, and you cannot run the risk of going shallow. You cannot run that risk these days, okay? Because everybody's tired of this copy. So you need to be really unique, and it will show only when you use study or experience or both. I want to take the second one, experience. And for a reason, I said X, my X, for example, okay? X means past, right? Your past really is important. Past until today, whatever you're doing. I want to divide this into 2 types because there happens confusion. Now, as a professional, whatever your field is, whether retired or you're there, whatever, all right? The first one is called expert. This is what you show in your CV: academic expertise, knowledge, achievement, awards. This is what you list in your CV, right? So this is where I call you an expert. However, and of course, experience, how many years? That's not the experience I mean, but the CV experience, how many years in this department, how many years in this company? What is the second X? The second X is the experience, quote unquote, okay, between quotation marks. Experience means the situations you went through, life or professional life, okay? The incidents that you have endured and witnessed and lived, okay? Good or bad. The incidents shape our learning, maturity, and growth, correct? Shapes our intellect and emotions as well. The projects, and remember, safety program, which I won the award in 2024 and my MBA for, it was a project given to me by the management of Alba, okay? And that changed my perspective. 18 months being engrossed in a unique project changed my perspective, and that's a full story. The challenges that you go through, these things you do not list on your CV, and yet they are in you. So if you gather your experience, expert and experience, you speak from that, and guess what's happening? Watch with me now and do the exercise with me mentally, all right? In one of the programs 2 years back, I collected the names and professions of people and titles of people in the webinar like this, a webinar similar to this, okay? So I intentionally asked for it and collected it, and I listed them. Look at them, all right? Engineer, teacher, finance, CFO. They don't know why am I asking, they just write. Academic advisor, accountant, designer, retired CEO, IT professional. Okay, what are these, ladies and gentlemen? These are what we call professions, okay? Good. Now I want you to apply the X. What are the two X's? Expert and expert, which you write in the CV, and experience, which is inside of all of you, all right? So let's use this now. These are professions, okay? And it's out there, so many people under these titles, thousands of CEOs, thousands of CFOs, thousands of teachers. Now, let us do this exercise. The big circle is profession. Now, I want you to bring your profession now in your mind, okay? Like you are a data analyst, for example, okay? You're a data analyst. I know a procurement lady, for example, because she was a success story, all right? Or whatever. This is profession. You share with many people like this. The competition, all right, is huge because all of you are like this, okay? Inside your profession, the people who have expertise are less than others. So it takes time, and it takes, a journey to gain expertise. Do you have expertise in your profession? What is expertise again? Academic, knowledge, awards, and experience. How long you have them, all right? You put it in this. But still, you are common with others who have expertise. Some of them have higher expertise than you, some of them lower than you, but again, you share expertise. Now, inside your expertise, there comes what? Hello, with me? Are you with me? Experience. Within your CV profile, which is your CV life, CV is also a life. You look at your life, at your biography, you remember the experiences. So people who have gone through specific incidents, challenges, journeys, projects are less. It becomes less, fewer. So what's happening to the number? It is what? Decreasing. So now you're not fighting with all professionals and data analysts, and not with all who have expertise, but you are now, the competition is now narrower. Good, fewer people. My question to you, still you are competing. My question to you, how many people in your profession that are out there speaking about their profession? What is the percentage? Give me. Type it down. What is the percentage of people in your profession as an accountant, as a CFO, who also speak? Is it 100%? Is it 50%? Can you hear me, Shabab? Guys, can you hear me? Or am I talking to myself? Type it.
They are typing. They are typing, Mohammed.
Okay. Okay. And really, logic, even without typing, what does logic tell us? Every profession, I can't think of more than 5% who speak about their profession. My internet is unstable. Abbas, you hear me?
Yes, maximum they are saying like 12%, 10%. So one of them is saying 50,
and it's okay. We are
50%.
not blaming anyone. I'm not blaming. I'm not saying that they are losers. Actually, they might be more knowledgeable than you. But if you choose to speak, the job market, the prospects, the people you want to reach, the people, the places you want to go to and expand will look, the world of work will look at you as more knowledgeable or less knowledgeable if you speak. More knowledgeable. Take two professionals, same accreditation, same qualification, same expertise, same experience. One of them goes and speaks, has no problem speaking. Takes the pain.
هذا القديم مع القديم نخرج مع المفرق الضيق هناك كان في
All right, you can
نروح نطلع مع
silence.
الحمراء على طول صح؟
All right, so they speak. See, even those people speak now. They unmuted and they speak. All right, my friends in Jeddah. All right, so, and this is true. Why do I need to prove this? Look at the school when you were a kid, or your children at school. If one of the children or one of the students always raises hands, okay, and very active, speaks, answers, no problem, always answers. After some time, the teacher will choose a leader for the, what I don't know what they call it now, رئيس الصف ما شنو المهم, the leader of the class. She appoints a leader of the class. Who will she choose? The speaker. It's no wonder the speaker is also the leader of the parliament, right? Okay, Mr. Speaker. Look at the training boot camps you attended or training courses you attended or you delivered. Usually when they want to choose the leader of the group, they choose the one who speaks. Why? Why the speaker is given also not only the privilege of we look to you as a speaker, but also you are ready for leadership. That's why in Toastmasters International, communication and leadership are not separated. And it's not separated in real life. And to end with a quote by Brian Tracy, who said that if there are two professionals of the same expertise, people will say that the speaker is more knowledgeable and expert. So do I make my point now? So this is your opportunity as a professional, like the people I know already. They got so many jobs. They are jumping from a job to job because they participate in their professional circle, like, for example, procurement or accounting. They speak and they stand out and they gain this, all right, this edge. So the two things you need is studying your subject or experience. And I want to emphasize on experience because you are at a stage now where you know a lot. Actually, even if you're in your 20s, you have worked enough, done enough to start and actually speaking about your profession, speaking professional, not professional speaker. Good. Okay, that's the shortcut to going out quicker. If you want to become a professional speaker, ask me. It takes a lot of time to actually to convince people because you are out there and competing with so many professional speakers, even on a global scale. All right. Thank God I'm doing both. I now know that I have some subjects which I speak really as a speaking professional and some subjects I speak as a professional speaker. All right. Okay. Little bit lucky. Okay. Number three elements to gain credibility as a speaker. Now you know how to decide your subject. Actually, in the retreat, we will do a full exercise where you will get tables and you will know what are your topics and how your topics are actually ranked and which one of them actually has more chances you can take out. Which experience, we have definitions for them, and filtrations, which experience we'll dig out in the first day that will take you out earlier, okay? Now, the other thing is called the three elements, all right? 3 elements to gain credibility as a speaker. If you go out there and speak, I will give you two formulas and then we move on. One formula is by Aristotle himself. This is called the pillars of persuasion. You know, persuasion, not presentation. Presentation is an act of speaking, not waiting for any result. Persuasion is where you actually have no choice but to do the speaking and get the result. You're speaking for results. There has to be an action, like investment, like whatever you want. That's why pitching is very powerful, more than presenting. All right. So which category are you? You are a category as a professional speaker. Sorry, as a speaking professional, you are promoting for your product, for your brand. So you have no choice but to be persuasive. And these are the three pillars by Aristotle: ethos, pathos, logos. You have gone through them a lot. Ethos is about who you are. Ethos is who is the speaker. And that's why it's very important in the pitching and presenting and talking about your subject area, etc. People get to know who you are, and that will be embedded in your presentation. Emotions, and of course, logic. Surprisingly, another study by communication experts, they said there are three things which make the source of communication credible. Three things have to be there in order for the source to be called source, who is communicating, which is you when you communicate. There are three things have to be there so that people, the audience, the listeners, the viewers, count you as credible. And credibility is very important these days, more than ever. These three things are, ladies and gentlemen, trustworthiness. I got this from a study. Expertise and dynamism. So, do we really want to listen to someone who is not trustworthy? Of course, if I don't trust you, I will bear, I will sit there, but I will not do any action. I won't believe you. So you need trustworthiness. Number two is expertise. How much really of what you're talking about you have gone through, witnessed, or done? Okay? And number three, are you dynamic? And this comes with inspiration and with the delivery style. It affects. Now, can you link them? Trustworthiness goes with which part in the left circle? Goes with credibility, correct? Expertise goes with logic, and dynamism goes with emotion. These three ingredients must be there in order for you to be persuasive and credible. I'm not talking about public speaking 101. You can speak anytime. No responsibility. No, actually, you don't have to wait for results. You're not responsible for the results. But in this case, you are when you persuade. And for that, you need to know the ingredients. So in the pitching boot camps, which I do in Riyadh and Bahrain and Biban, actually, it's all about this is the main formula. But how to put them actually in a speech, in a structure, people cannot just push anyway. You cannot just push a dose of emotion, put a story here or bring numbers here, just pack them like this and voila, it will become. No, there is an art for this and there's a style, which also will be on day 2, okay, in our retreat. So these are the three. Number 4, I promise you to be, it will be very informative, so I'm running a bit, okay? So 4 steps to get started. In order to get there, there are 4 things you need to keep in mind. Let me read some of the, all right, and have water, okay? So I'm convinced, Mr. Muhammad Shukri, I'm convinced of all this. And I want to know how a roadmap. So the roadmap is very basic, and it's like, it goes like this. The first is you need to decide really what to talk about. I hear a lot of people teach public speaking or talk about it because everything is on Google. It's a lot of copy paste is there. They say it's not important what you say, but how you say it. right? And we use this because we depend on Albert Mehrabian's three, dimension of how much important. But that is a separate study, which Albert also said that was a specific experiment, not to be generalized. But we use it, it's there in our textbook everywhere. How you say is important. No, what you say will determine how you say it. It's not the other way around. If you want to speak about just anything, as long as you make it very beautiful, are you a real speaker, authentic speaker, or a fake? What makes you different from a robot? Maybe robot can mimic better than you, right? So what you speak about, and we said the only two doors are you have studied, you are knowledgeable, or you have experience, and better both. So you have a lot, actually, not less, you have a lot in those two categories. So what is the subject and substance? Once you decide the subject, there's no going back to something else. One of the things I promised myself in young times, I won't speak about anything which I have no background in, no experience in. And when I spoke about safety, that was 18 months project, which I endured. So I showed credibility. And now I know what it takes, what makes your subject credible or not. Whether it, like one banker, for example, she retired, all right? And she was very successful. And she retired and she wants to teach. And she said, okay, I'm going to teach English. I love English. I said, it doesn't work with me like that. So after the exercises, etc., we determined the topic, which is very unique. She was very successful in running teams within HR departments in the banking sector. Now, you tell me, how many of those people speak about this? And it was like a, like a light bulb, and it would change her mindset. So what is very important? It will determine your dynamism. Your excitement, your energy will be determined by what you say. Let that go down, and you know this. Number two, after you decide what is the topic, then you come to the how, which is the style and skill. And in this area, I focus on the segmentation and sequence of the information, because they have to do with the psyche of the audience. There is some neuro science behind this, but there is also a special structure. Okay, that structure is very important to get, and that's why you like TEDx a lot. Okay, TED speakers a lot, because they are not speakers, by the way. TED speakers are not speakers; they are experts. All right. So then you need to know how to put my subject in a professional way. All right. Next comes, who is my target audience and prospects? This is the business part now. And also this one is the business part. Where and when? Show me the money. Now I want results out of my speaking program. I want to get, outcomes. I want to get income. All right. So this is where you will know exactly who is your audience, because your subject is very unique. Okay. And makes you really stand out. So with that, we are getting close to the final stages. So these are the stages, 4 stages. You need to master them in order to reach there. I'll give you the 5G power, which I believe in. If you start speaking, it will not happen overnight, and people will not say, oh, wow. Okay, it will be faster than now. It will be faster than going through professional speaking, because a speaking professional has more power, but you have to remember this, the 5G power, all right? So 5G. Number 1, generosity. You have to be generous. You have to put less borders between you and speaking, barriers. You should not wait to be invited to speak. Seth Godin, read his books and listen to him on YouTube. He speaks a lot about generosity. I spoke in many times for free, not knowing what will come. But because I was generous in speaking, it is my passion. The substance I speak about, I loved it. So Doesn't matter for free or for fee. I was getting paid sometimes not getting paid. But then I got bigger projects because I gave there and I got the reward. And although I didn't want the reward, I wanted to speak. I love speaking about those subjects, okay? Now, some of you are thinking, we'll invite him and we'll not pay him 1 dinar. It's okay. Let's talk. Number two, you need to generate more speaking events. Keep designing, coming up with ideas. You love your subject. If you decide on your subject, if you really boil down to what exactly makes you unique, after that, you generate ideas. Because Dale Carnegie says, if you're confused between so many ideas, all right, you will not be good in any of them. But once you say no to all ideas, I'm going to speak about this. Once you do this, the mind works in a fantastic way. If you decide the topic, and Toastmasters probably know this, when they go to a competition, they don't know which topic to speak about in the humorous speech or etc. But once you decide, you see the doors of inspiration open and the flow of ideas come. You need to decide what to speak about and what not to speak about. That's what we do in the retreat. In the retreat, I show people that there are subjects you are not allowed to speak about, even if within your passion. And there are subjects you are not allowed to be silent about. Not allowed, must go out. And there is of course a criteria for that. Third G is so genuineness. When you do the model and you go through the model of trustworthiness, your ethos, your credibility, speaking from a place of expertise and your life. Many of you saw under my name, Life Speaker, in my social media. Because I believe a speaker really speaks from life, professional or personal, but it comes from life. If you speak from your life, you're always alive and you can teach a lot of people and it will always make you genuine, okay? When I coach people, I make sure they are speaking from that place. Number 4, you have to have the guts. And you will come up with ideas and you will say, oh no, maybe people don't want to hear this, all right? It happened to me also, but you know, I did it anyway. And many times I didn't do, but I remember the first time I delivered the one and only, I saw 1/4 of people in the club sleep. First time I delivered the one and only. And now the one and only is the biggest program now. Nobody's asleep, they jump. But you have to have the guts and knock doors and ask. Because we know if you don't ask, the answer is always no. And finally, as a professional, be grateful. Be grateful. It's really not running after money all the time. When you speak from your profession, from a place of passion, from a place of sincerity, authority, authenticity, what you really know for sure, you have gone through, then you will always be grateful for the things that you get or not. Even if you don't get the outcomes that you intended or the monetary, materialistic part, you feel grateful because you are alive. You feel healthy, happy. Not speakers who are saying, oh my God, I didn't get the check. Or when am I going to get my first check? What's happening? And they don't enjoy speaking. They don't enjoy the thing. If you don't enjoy it, it's not for you, really. Or you're speaking about the wrong subject, or the subject which is out there, trendy. All these mistakes you shouldn't do. Anyway, so this is the power of 5G. And finally, when you become a speaking professional, not professional speaking, I promise you 6 benefits, and I'm going to end there. All right. Benefit number 1. Sorry. You are enhancing your brand. These days, brand enhancing, I cannot think of a tool like speaking. I know even people who have very good brand, they also can't wait to get a speaking engagement. They go to colleges, they go everywhere. They have high ranks actually in their organizations. High ranks, but they love speaking because it enhances the brand. Actually, Tony Robbins, Seth Godin, people I admire are still speaking, and so many times free. You see them because you need your brand to stay relevant. So nothing like speaking does. And no one has excuse these days not to speak because you can open the camera and go live on LinkedIn, for example, right? So speaking as a professional, speaking about your subject, whether you're at work still or retired or self-employed, whatever, it enhances your brand. Number two, the other benefit is when you speak about it, you promote for your product. Now, in this acceleration hub that I am in now, I told them, let's do a workshop, etc. And when we did a workshop for the startup, people came in large numbers, and the workshop was about AI, and they got, I think, not less than 5 to 6 leads just by attending a workshop where they were educating. So the team member, where I trained them on speaking, training, pitching, etc., among other duties, but although the speaking level was a beginner or above average, above average, it made because she speaks about something she knows. They got leads. So you are promoting for your other services. Number three, if you are a professional who is gaining for your consultancy, for your problem solving, maybe you're doing your day job, maybe you are a consultant outside, which is nothing to do with the speaking. But when you speak also and teach about your subject, that's a secondary side income. Agree? All right. Number four, and this is very important. I discovered when I speak about a subject I like and I know, my knowledge doesn't stop there. The more I deliver about this subject, the more knowledgeable I become, the more my awareness and knowledge expands. It's an amazing thing. Actually, there is a narration, a hadith, which is a quote by our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, who said, Zakat al-ilm ta'lima, which amazingly the science proves now, which means this: your knowledge will grow when you teach it. Your knowledge will grow, and neuroscientists prove this all the time. Until today, you are seeing that. So I was able from the first version of my topic was just 45 minutes, and then it became a workshop. Now a course is not enough because my knowledge becomes more and more. I become curious, right? I become interested. So I gain more, I learn more, I read more, I observe my world around me, the situations other than the ones I spoke about them. I add them to my talk, and now I can write books. Each subject I can write books. So if you want to keep learning, keep teaching. Okay. Sorry. And also it makes you stand out from the competition. Definitely. The 12% you said, 10%, 9%, it is the very few people in your profession who speak. So stand out, stand out. And finally, when you choose to speak as a professional, you are making yourself ready when time comes to really speak for an incident where you need to speak. What I mean is you don't have to wait until the invitation is there or they want you to come and pitch. No. When you start speaking, you are so confident and competent that you actually, okay, I'm ready to speak. You don't need to call Muhammad Shukri and I am preparing for this pitch. It's very matter of life and death. It's very important for my business. Come and teach me. And deep inside, I'm thinking, why didn't you do this earlier? I can help you with the structure. I can help you with the pitch, but how can I pump in confidence that you don't have? Because dynamism, remember one of the 3 pillars, trustworthiness, expertise, which you have, but dynamism you don't have because you ignored, avoided speaking. So you need to start from now onward, speak about your profession, not professional speaker, in order to be ready. Did I make my point? Did I rest my case? Before I hand over the floor, what is the retreat doing? It's doing exactly this. Okay. Day 1, we will go through the what, and you will get a list of the topics you can speak about, and then pick one from, you will have an inventory actually, based on a specific process. Day 2, this is where we go to the aesthetics. Okay. Not subject and substance, that was copy paste. I'm sorry, that was copy paste. This is style and skill, my bad. Okay, day 2. Day 3, it is not day 3, it is day 2 also, another mistake. Okay, so on day 2 also, we will do the when and where, which is show me the money. So these are the 2 days. Sorry for the typing. These are the 2 days where you will get to know the subject and how to deliver. That you get a template. First day, you get a table, which you will fill with me according to a process of how will you determine your niche competitive topic. And then day 2, you will get a template, practicing it with me, and we will do it together on how will you arrange your topic so that it's persuasive. Also, there will be a last session in the same day, day 2, Saturday, about how to monetize it, how to approach, what to offer for free, what not to offer for free, what are the forms of your speaking program. Your speaking becomes a program now, okay, have many forms. Is that all? No. After our retreat for 2 months, you will be with me, you will get the support, you will get the review of your product or speaking program, and you will practice with your friends. I want to thank you all for this. I have one news, of course. After I got the accredited speaker in 2020, and after 1 year and a half of applying for the visa, I got the visa to the United States. But I already became an accredited speaker. It's just a fun part, but I want to say, don't delay things. Don't wait, actually. Go ahead. Don't forget professional speaking, which if you want, by the way, I have another program for that, to become a professional speaker. That's a master class, different master class. But for now, I really think you can be immediately a speaking professional and get out there, impact your world, be happy while speaking, and make money. Thank you so much. Over to you, Abbas.
Thank you very much, Mohammed. It was really excellent. I personally enjoyed and excited, to be honest, to be part of the retreat on Friday. So I believe many of people that they attended, so they have the same feeling that they love to join the retreat, the 2-day sessions with you. And as most of the people in here is proficient, so as Mohammed greatly described, that we can be very easily in a short term to be SP. So the quote of SP, we become. I mean, it will be really helpful for our career. So anyone would like to have any specific question to Mohammed? So the floor is open for any question. So please go ahead, unmute and raise your question. Or maybe you can type it in the comment or in the chat. So there is no question. So I believe, Mohammed, you covered the topic in detail. So you did not left any question for people. So I'm seeing a lot of thanking you, Mohammed, and fantastic messages. So I can't see any question in the chat. So Taha, do you want to add anything about the retreat or all is good?
Yeah, thank you very much, Brother Abbas. I would like to share the details and logistics, where it is happening and when and how. The remaining things, what will be the content and other things, Muhammad Shukri has been shared. So, but I can just share some of the logistics so people can plan their timing and their schedules accordingly. If you allow me to share the screen.
Go ahead.
So just you need to enable me to share the screen. The host.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I think the admin should give you access now. Can you share now?
Check 1 second. Yes, I can now. All right. So
Okay.
thank you everyone for joining us this afternoon. And my name is Tahir. I work with Mohammed Shukri as a general manager of Y-Access and with him on many projects. So the program we were talking about is an ultimate public speaking retreat. It's a retreat or it's a boot camp rather than just a training or a workshop where we will be doing practical things as Muhammad Ali Shukri mentioned. So it is on 13th and 14th of October, that is this coming Friday and Saturday. How we are starting it, the timing, we are starting this on Friday afternoon, 4 p.m. And you arrive, you can imagine you arrive after your Friday prayers and maybe you have a Friday family lunch. After that, you arrive Amwaj. It is in the Art Hotel and Resort Amwaj, the beach resort in the Amwaj, the seaside. When you arrive 4 p.m. and then we will be having a very intensive day up to 9 p.m. following with a dinner with us together. So starting from 4 p.m. until 9, maybe 9:30, we go up to whatever it is. And we will end with a dinner of that day. And the second day we start as early as 8 a.m. and then we'll go up to 4 p.m. and which include all your lunch and everything. So it's like an away day. If you can plan, if you would like to stay back in the Art Hotel, we can also arrange a special rate in the resort if you would like to. And yes, that is a 2-day program, Friday afternoon and Saturday. And this 2 days program, actually, Muhammad Shukri will be covering 3 of his signature programs. There are these 3 signature programs. One is called The Life in Your Speech. And the other one is the need for speech, and third one is show me the money. All right. So these 3 programs are integrated into a program where it will help you to become a professional speaker. Right. So the content and everything is intensive, very practical oriented, and very exercise and metrics based that Muhammad Shukri mentioned. So I'm not going deeply into that. But however, this is a combination of 3-in-1 retreat where it will definitely take you to a next level of public speaking in your career. And after the program, we'll be having a 2 months focus group where we'll be supporting to achieve your goals and helping you to take the real action and where you invested your money and time. And also, if you see the program, who can benefit out of it? This, you can get more speaking engagement after that, and you can also get paid speaking engagement. If you are looking for something like that, there is possibility. You can stand out from your competition and take your profession to the next level with the support of public speaking and professional speaking, and all these. Things can be achieved. And this brochure, this leaflet in detail, all the benefit, what will you be getting, all the details are there. I can share with you. I already shared in the chat if you can just download. And there is a number you can reach me out if you would like to join and register for the program. And investment is 200 Bahraini dinar, which include all your food and accommodation, food and other materials and every cost together in the Art Hotel and Resort in Amwaj in this coming 13th and 14th. If you have any question, you can ask. Otherwise, please note the number and reach me out for anything you would like to know about the program.
Tahir, I think Hatem got a question.
Yeah.
He's raising his hand. Please go ahead, Hatem.
Hi everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Mohammed Shukri Abbas. Yeah,
Alaikum
thanks
salam.
for this opportunity. I just had a question because I noticed like when we deliver public speaking, people also get attracted to how we use our vocal cords. And is there like a specific technique for that when we use our vocal cords to the optimal level? So, I mean, like if we could think of it like a singing. because you know, like when we sing, we have like people, the singers, like they have a higher pitch and lower pitch, and that kind of like attracts the audience. So I was thinking, like, would be there a specific technique for that, on how we could frequently practice or our vocal cords? Because most of the singers, if we could think of, like, who started in the early stage, the vocal cords were different in the beginning, and over the time, when they delivered like different sort of songs, they becoming very, you know, attractive to their audience. And I was thinking, like, maybe this could be applicable also for public speaking in terms of like pitching and other case scenarios.
Yeah. Brother Abbas, I think Muhammad Shukri is not in the group, just left, or I think because he had another appointment at 8. Yeah.
Because he wrote in the message that his net is bad, so I think he left the webinar. So
Right.
anyway,
So
it's okay.
Hatem,
It's all good.
I think Hatem will take this in private, so Muhammad will reply
please.
to your question.
Yeah,
So
just
after this session, we will send you the details of the retreat, and thank you everyone. I think if there is any more questions, we'll be sending you all the contact details so we can take it from there. Thank you very much. Have a good evening ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Abbas.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.